WNBA started, and all the talk is about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Angel Reese lost her mind after a smart foul.
WNBA has this exciting rivalry, and we've talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese for so.
The WNBA world erupted into chaos in the past 48 hours, and the drama centers around one unforgettable moment: Ryan Clark calling out Angel Reese over a heated interaction involving Caitlin Clark. What seemed like a routine game suddenly became a flashpoint, sparking debates, viral clips, and heated discussions across social media. Fans, analysts, and insiders all have something to say, and the stakes are higher than just a single on-court incident. This isn't just about a misunderstanding, it's about reputations, emotions, and the intense pressure athletes face under the spotlight. Sources close to the WNBA report that tensions reached a boiling point during a critical play, where Caitlin Clark's performance put her in the center of attention. Angel Reese, known for her competitiveness and fiery energy, was reportedly involved in a moment that Ryan Clark, former NFL star and current analyst, did not hold back on addressing. In a series of public statements and social media commentary, Clark called out Reese's actions, describing them as unprofessional and excessive. His words didn't just criticize, they challenged her ability to handle high-pressure situations, and in doing so, set off a firestorm among fans and commentators. Social media immediately exploded. Clips of the exchange circulated, with fans taking sides almost instantly. Some agreed with Clark, saying Angel Reese crossed a line and needed to learn composure. Others defended Reese, pointing to the intensity of the moment, the stakes of professional sports, and the emotional investment of athletes in highly competitive games. Hashtags, reactions, and viral memes flooded platforms, making it clear that this incident would dominate conversation for days. The WNBA, the athletes involved, and sports media alike are now under scrutiny. This isn't just a single fiery comment, it's a reflection of how professionalism, pressure, and personality collide in modern sports. Everyone is watching. Fans dissect every gesture, analysts weigh in on intent and impact, and the narrative continues to grow. What started as a heated on-court moment has now turned into a cultural talking point, highlighting the intersection of talent, emotion, and public perception in women's professional basketball. With reputations on the line and emotions running high, the question remains, how will Angel Reese respond? And what does this mean for her legacy, her relationship with teammates, and the broader narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark and the WNBA? The next moves could change everything. The moment that set the WNBA world on fire didn't come from a highlight reel dunk or a buzzer beater. It came from the tension on the court and the words that followed. Ryan Clark, former NFL star turned sports analyst, has never been one to mince words, and when he addressed Angel Reese's heated interaction involving Caitlin Clark, the reaction was immediate and intense. Sources close to the league say the incident began during a crucial matchup where emotions were already running high. Both teams were under pressure, the stakes were enormous, and the spotlight was unforgiving. In situations like this, a single gesture or word can ignite controversy, and that's exactly what happened. Angel Reese, known for her competitive spirit and emotional intensity on the court, was reportedly involved in a moment that Ryan Clark interpreted as crossing a line. Whether it was an aggressive gesture, a comment, or a reaction to Caitlin Clark's performance, Clark's response was swift and unfiltered. According to insiders, he felt Reese's behavior reflected poorly not just on herself, but on the league as a whole. His words were strong, calling out Reese publicly and questioning her ability to handle pressure. For fans and analysts, this wasn't just commentary. It was a verdict, one that immediately fueled debates about accountability, professionalism, and the challenges of high-stakes competition. The incident quickly went viral on social media. Clips of the moment circulated within minutes, and viewers were captivated. Some sided with Clark, arguing that Reese's behavior was excessive and unprofessional, especially in a league that demands composure under pressure. Others defended Reese, pointing out the intense environment of professional sports, the pressure of competing at the highest level, and the emotional investment required to excel. Hashtags exploded, debate threads formed, and sports forums lit up with passionate discussions. Every angle was analyzed: the intent, the context, and the broader implications for Reese's career and reputation. What made this moment particularly explosive was the timing and visibility. Caitlin Clark, already a rising star and one of the league's most scrutinized athletes, was at the center of the interaction. Fans had been watching every move, every play, and every exchange with intense interest. Angel Reese's actions, whatever their exact nature, were magnified not just because of the game, but because of the narrative surrounding both athletes. Ryan Clark's public critique added fuel to the fire, turning a single heated exchange into a full-blown cultural conversation that extended far beyond the basketball court. The emotional stakes for Reese were high. Sources suggest she was already under immense pressure to perform, representing her team and her personal legacy. Being called out publicly by a high-profile analyst like Ryan Clark added another layer of scrutiny. How an athlete reacts to public criticism, especially in a league with growing visibility like the WNBA, can define their reputation for years. Reese's response, or lack thereof, was being analyzed in real time, and fans and commentators alike debated whether she would rise above the criticism or let it define her. Industry insiders also weighed in, noting that moments like this aren't uncommon in professional sports, yet the level of public attention can escalate quickly. Social media has compressed the timeline of consequences. A single moment can become a viral story in minutes, shaping perception before the full context is understood. For Reese, Clark, and everyone involved, managing the narrative became as important as managing the game itself. Every gesture, comment, and public statement mattered, and the pressure to maintain composure while defending one's reputation was immense. As the incident unfolded, the WNBA community itself responded. Coaches, players, and commentators all contributed their perspectives, analyzing the events, contextualizing the behavior, and debating the ethics of public critique versus accountability. The discussion wasn't just about one play. It was about standards, expectations, and the emotional realities of competing at the highest level. Clark's critique, while controversial, became a focal point for larger conversations about professionalism, competitiveness, and respect in women's professional sports. Ultimately, this moment represented more than a single heated exchange. It was a collision of emotion, expectation, and public scrutiny. Ryan Clark's words and Angel Reese's reactions were amplified by the league's growing prominence, the intensity of the match, and the scrutiny of fans across the country. What began as a tense on-court interaction had evolved into a cultural flashpoint, one that would shape reputations, fuel debates, and leave everyone watching wondering, what would happen next, and how would Reese respond under the unrelenting pressure of both the game and the public eye? The aftermath of Ryan Clark's public critique hit Angel Reese harder than many anticipated. Sources close to the league say that in the days following the incident, Reese faced not just the scrutiny of fans and analysts, but also an internal reckoning about how she handles high-pressure moments. It's one thing to be fiery on the court, to display intensity that energizes your team and intimidates opponents, but it's another when your actions are dissected by millions online. Every gesture, every facial expression, every response to criticism suddenly carried weight far beyond the game itself. Inside Reese's camp, discussions reportedly turned strategic. Coaches, mentors, and close allies were working on how to manage public perception, how to respond to Ryan Clark's statements, and how to maintain focus on basketball while the media storm raged. The challenge wasn't just defending herself, it was maintaining composure and credibility in an environment where mistakes could be amplified and misinterpreted. Sources confirm that Reese was acutely aware that any reaction could either elevate her reputation as a resilient competitor or fuel narratives that she couldn't handle pressure. Ryan Clark, meanwhile, remained firm in his stance. He doubled down on his critique during interviews, podcasts, and social media interactions, emphasizing that professional athletes must balance emotion with discipline, particularly in high-stakes scenarios. Clark's commentary was pointed but strategic. He wasn't attacking Reese personally, but rather highlighting a broader point about composure, professionalism, and accountability. For viewers, this created a dual-layered story, one about an individual athlete, and one about the expectations and pressures that come with competing at the highest levels of women's basketball. Social media reactions intensified. Clips of the original exchange and Clark's commentary were shared thousands of times, sparking endless debate. Fans were divided. Some criticized Reese, arguing that she let emotion take control in a professional setting. Others defended her, pointing out that sports are inherently emotional and that the pressure of performing at elite levels can elicit raw, human reactions. Every post, tweet, and comment became a micro-analysis of the incident, and the narrative snowballed far beyond the original moment on the court. Insiders report that Reese's mental approach became critical in these days. Sources say she was advised to focus on preparation, to use the critique as motivation, and to avoid getting dragged into unnecessary online arguments. The mental game, they explain, is just as important as physical performance, especially when public perception can influence future opportunities, endorsements, and even the confidence of teammates. Reese's ability to channel the criticism into focus and improvement became a defining challenge. The league itself also paid attention. While there were no formal statements from WNBA officials at the time, sources suggest that internal discussions emphasize the importance of professionalism, particularly as the league grows in visibility and popularity. How players handle criticism, media attention, and heated moments can shape both individual reputations and the broader image of the league. For Angel Reese, this wasn't just a personal challenge, it was a public test of how she represents herself and the sport. The pressure extended to Caitlin Clark as well. As the central figure in the moment that triggered the criticism, Clark found herself navigating a web of fan reactions, media speculation, and comparisons. While she remained focused on performance, the intensity of public discussion added another layer of complexity. Every interaction with Reese, every highlight, and every post was now part of a larger narrative about rivalry, professionalism, and emotional control in high-stakes women's basketball. Ultimately, the days following Ryan Clark's critique became a defining period for Angel Reese. It was a moment that tested focus, composure, and resilience, skills that extend far beyond the court. The convergence of social media scrutiny, professional expectations, and public debate created a pressure cooker that demanded careful navigation. For Reese, every move, every word, and every response was now amplified, forcing her to balance emotional intensity with strategic poise. How she responded in this critical period would shape perceptions for weeks, months, and perhaps her entire career. As the controversy continued to dominate headlines and social media feeds, Angel Reese's next moves became the center of intense speculation. Sources close to the athlete reveal that the pressure had shifted from the initial incident to how she would manage the fallout. In professional sports, it's not just the action itself that defines an athlete, it's the response. Every comment, gesture, and social media post was now being scrutinized, dissected by fans, analysts, and industry insiders alike. This was no longer a single heated exchange. It had become a cultural flashpoint, testing Reese's focus, strategy, and emotional resilience under an unprecedented spotlight. Within Reese's camp, the response strategy was reportedly methodical. Coaches and mentors advised her to focus on the game first, letting performance speak louder than words. The thinking was clear: in high-profile conflicts, silence and professionalism often send a stronger message than public rebuttals or defensive statements. Every analyst's take, every viral clip, and every online comment was being carefully monitored. Sources indicate that Reese's team also considered the long-term impact. Her reputation, her relationship with teammates, and her potential endorsement opportunities were all intertwined with how she navigated this period. Ryan Clark, for his part, remained vocal, leveraging his platform to reinforce his critique. His comments weren't personal attacks, they were pointed lessons about composure and professionalism in high-stakes situations. Yet the intensity of his words only fueled the debate. Social media erupted with fans dissecting every nuance. Was Clark right to call Reese out publicly? Was Reese justified in her behavior? Could this incident affect the perception of women's basketball overall? The online conversation became a tangled mix of sports analysis, cultural critique, and fan opinion, each layer amplifying the stakes. The psychological impact on Reese was undeniable. Sources report that the scrutiny affected not just her public image, but also her mental approach to the game. Competing at the highest level is already mentally demanding, but now she had the added burden of managing external narratives and expectations. Mental toughness, focus, and strategic thinking became as critical as athletic performance. Coaches emphasized using the criticism as fuel, an opportunity to demonstrate poise and excellence in response to adversity. For Reese, the challenge wasn't just on the court. It was about controlling her narrative and turning pressure into opportunity. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark remained a central figure in the ongoing discussion. Her role in the heated moment had placed her in the middle of a storm she hadn't directly caused, but her presence amplified the stakes. Analysts and fans debated how Clark's performance and demeanor may have influenced the incident, and how interactions between elite athletes can trigger high-emotion moments. Clark's ability to stay focused amidst the scrutiny became a parallel narrative, underscoring the intense pressures faced by women in professional sports, particularly in high-visibility games. Industry insiders noted that the situation reflected broader themes in professional sports: the collision of competitiveness, media scrutiny, and public perception. The critique from Ryan Clark and the reactions from Reese highlighted how small moments can escalate into major controversies when amplified by social media and public discourse. For Reese, understanding this landscape was essential. Her next steps had to balance emotional authenticity with calculated restraint, showing resilience while protecting her long-term reputation. The social media storm continued unabated. Clips of the exchange were reanalyzed, commentary threads exploded, and fans took sides with fervor. Hashtags trended as supporters defended Reese, while critics amplified Clark's critique. The intensity of the debate demonstrated that professional sports today exist in a dual arena, the physical court and the digital court. Success and credibility are measured not just by points or performance, but by the ability to navigate both with intelligence, poise, and awareness of broader cultural implications. By the end of this period, the story had evolved into more than a single moment of criticism. It had become a test of character, focus, and strategy. Angel Reese's ability to respond, both mentally and publicly, would define her next chapter. The convergence of athletic performance, public scrutiny, and professional critique created a high-pressure environment that few athletes experience. For Reese, this was more than just a confrontation. It was a defining moment that would shape perceptions of her professionalism, resilience, and future in the league. As the social media storm continued, Angel Reese's focus shifted from reacting to strategizing. Sources close to the situation reveal that her team was working around the clock to ensure she maintained control over her narrative. Every comment, every public appearance, and every social media post was being carefully calculated to demonstrate maturity, composure, and professionalism. In an era where a single viral clip can define an athlete's reputation, Reese knew that her response, or lack thereof, would speak volumes. The pressure to navigate the intersection of public opinion, media scrutiny, and athletic performance was immense. Inside Reese's camp, mental preparation became as critical as physical practice. Coaches and mentors emphasized the importance of channeling criticism into motivation, turning the incident into a catalyst for personal growth. Sources confirm that Reese spent long hours reviewing footage of the game, reflecting on her behavior, and preparing to respond in ways that would reinforce her credibility without escalating tensions further. The goal was clear: demonstrate strength through action and poise rather than words alone. Ryan Clark's critique continued to resonate publicly. His words, amplified by social media and sports media outlets, became a touchstone for discussions about accountability in professional sports. Analysts dissected the situation from every angle, debating whether Reese's behavior was justified, excessive, or emblematic of larger pressures in women's basketball. Clark's commentary served as both a lesson and a provocation, forcing Reese to confront criticism while maintaining focus on her performance. For fans, this dual narrative, athletic excellence versus emotional accountability, created a compelling and polarizing storyline. The media frenzy wasn't limited to sports outlets. Influencers, commentators, and viral social media accounts picked up the story, each adding their own perspective and analysis. Memes, reaction videos, and opinion threads exploded across platforms, making it clear that this was more than just a basketball moment. It had become a cultural conversation about professionalism, emotion, and public perception. For Reese, the stakes extended beyond a single game. Her reputation, potential endorsements, and standing within the league were all on the line. The pressure to perform at an elite level while under scrutiny also affected Reese's interactions with teammates and opponents. Sources indicate that she had to balance maintaining her competitive edge with avoiding behaviors that could be misinterpreted or sensationalized. Every high five, eye contact, and verbal exchange was now magnified through the lens of public perception. For young athletes watching, this was a lesson in how professional conduct, emotional intelligence, and performance intersect in the high-pressure environment of modern sports. Caitlin Clark, at the center of the original incident, also became a critical element in the evolving narrative. Sources suggest that her calm, focused demeanor contrasted sharply with the heightened emotions surrounding Reese, creating a dynamic that further amplified the tension. Analysts and fans debated whether Clark's poise contributed to the friction or merely highlighted Reese's response. The interplay between the two athletes became a microcosm of competitive dynamics, emphasizing that every action on and off the court carries meaning in ways that go far beyond the immediate game. The emotional toll on Reese was palpable. Balancing intense public scrutiny with the demands of elite competition created a pressure cooker environment. Sources confirm that she engaged in conversations with mentors and sports psychologists to maintain mental clarity and focus. Managing criticism while staying competitive required both self-discipline and strategic thinking, and every decision, from how she handled interviews to how she carried herself on the court, was a reflection of her ability to adapt under pressure. As the narrative continued to unfold, it became evident that this moment would be remembered as a defining period in Reese's career. The intersection of social media amplification, professional critique, and public scrutiny created a scenario that tested not just athletic ability, but character, resilience, and strategic thinking. For Angel Reese, success was no longer measured solely by points or rebounds. It was measured by her capacity to navigate the complex pressures of public expectation, professional critique, and personal accountability simultaneously. Ultimately, the tension surrounding Ryan Clark's critique and Reese's response highlighted the challenges faced by elite athletes in today's digital and highly scrutinized environment. The story was no longer just about a heated exchange on the court. It was a study in composure, perception, and professionalism under fire. Every decision, every reaction, and every performance became a statement, shaping both immediate reputation and long-term legacy in the WNBA and beyond. By the time the final chapter of this saga unfolded, Angel Reese had transformed what began as a moment of controversy into an opportunity to assert control over her narrative. Sources close to the athlete reveal that the days following Ryan Clark's critique were intense, marked by reflection, strategic planning, and mental preparation. Reese's focus shifted from defending herself publicly to demonstrating her strength through performance. Every practice, every game, and every interview became a stage to reinforce her credibility and resilience. In an environment where perception is as influential as performance, Reese understood that composure could be her greatest weapon. On the court, Reese displayed a level of focus and intensity that left fans and analysts in awe. Sources report that she was hyper-aware of every move, every interaction, and every gesture, knowing that it would be scrutinized by millions online. Rather than reacting impulsively to criticism, she channeled her energy into her game, letting her athleticism, skill, and strategy speak louder than words. In doing so, she turned the narrative from one of heated confrontation to one of triumph through discipline, a message that resonated widely across the league and social media. Meanwhile, Ryan Clark's commentary continued to dominate discussions, but it now intersected with Reese's rising narrative of resilience. Analysts noted that while Clark's critique had sparked intense debate, Reese's ability to respond thoughtfully and maintain performance under pressure reframed the story. Sources suggest that Clark's criticism, once viewed as a potential blow to her reputation, inadvertently highlighted her capacity for growth and composure. The story evolved from controversy to a testament to professionalism, demonstrating that handling pressure with strategy and poise can turn criticism into a defining moment. Social media remained electric, but the tone began to shift. Fans who initially criticized Reese began acknowledging her ability to maintain focus, excel in performance, and navigate public scrutiny with intelligence. Memes and reaction videos now highlighted her dominance on the court and her calm, strategic response to criticism. The cultural conversation evolved, with discussions emphasizing resilience, professionalism, and the pressures faced by elite athletes, especially women in high-visibility leagues like the WNBA. Every post, comment, and analysis became part of a larger dialogue about character, strategy, and the intersection of performance and perception. Caitlin Clark's presence continued to play a role in the unfolding narrative. Observers noted how her composure contrasted with the intensity surrounding Reese, providing a dynamic interplay that highlighted the nuances of competition. Sources report that both athletes, through their performance and professionalism, elevated the conversation beyond the initial controversy, demonstrating the complexity of navigating rivalry, pressure, and public scrutiny simultaneously. The game itself became a stage where skill, strategy, and poise carried as much weight as personality and emotion. Behind the scenes, Reese's team continued to emphasize discipline and long-term strategy. Sources confirmed that careful attention was paid to public appearances, interviews, and social media interactions to ensure that every move reinforced credibility and professionalism. The lesson was clear: in modern professional sports, perception is inseparable from performance. Handling criticism gracefully while maintaining excellence on the court solidified Reese's reputation as not only a talented athlete but also a resilient, strategic competitor capable of thriving under scrutiny. The culmination of this episode was more than just a resolution of controversy, it was a demonstration of growth, adaptability, and leadership. Reese had taken a moment that could have been damaging and turned it into an opportunity to shine. By balancing mental focus, strategic public behavior, and elite performance, she showed that criticism, no matter how intense, can be transformed into motivation and mastery. The narrative had shifted, from conflict and scrutiny to resilience, professionalism, and empowerment. Ultimately, the saga of Ryan Clark's critique and Angel Reese's response serves as a lesson for athletes, fans, and observers alike. It illustrates the pressures of elite competition, the amplified stakes of social media, and the power of measured, strategic responses. Reese's handling of the situation reinforced that true strength is demonstrated not only through athletic prowess but also through composure, focus, and the ability to navigate intense public scrutiny. In the end, the story wasn't just about a heated moment, it was about rising above criticism, defining your own narrative, and showing the world what it means to excel under pressure. This is one WNBA moment you don't want to forget. Angel Reese just showed the world what it means to stay composed under fire, and Ryan Clark's critique sparked a conversation that will be talked about for weeks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Reese handled the criticism the right way, and how do you think this will impact her career moving forward? Make sure to hit that like button if you want more behind-the-scenes breakdowns of the hottest sports drama. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because we bring you the latest updates, viral moments, and analysis that you won't see anywhere else. Every play, every reaction, and every controversy matters, and we're here to break it all down. Stay locked in, because in moments like this, one decision can define a career, and you don't want to miss a second of it.